Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kai Kim, and today I'm going to talk about finding the right direction of my dream. So before I start my speech, I would like to ask a simple question to everyone. What do you think, what makes the young people lose sleep at night the most in 21st century? Maybe thinking about their lovers, boyfriend, girlfriend, or because they watch YouTube too much? But I believe the young people toss and turns a lot at night because they worry about their future and they doubt whether they're in the right direction to their dream. I was one of them, so to overcome the self-doubt, I did many grinded efforts. It was like a voyage without an end. However, now I found my right direction towards my dream via this great program. So today, I would like to share my story, how this great program helped me to find the right direction. So let me start talking about my dream. So I want to be a professional convention and exhibition organizer. And in a university, I studied event management and I learned MICE industry. MICE industry means meeting, incentive tour, and convention and exhibition. So I went to abroad to study English and I did many volunteer for the many events, but I feel like I'm still lost and I wasn't sure that I'm right way for my future and I was afraid of what if I'm not going to be successful in this field. Then I found one of the great program, which was job experiencing in public institution. So it allowed me to work in the International Convention Center, Jeju. And luckily, I could work at the MICE planning department where the professional convention organizer planned for the convention and events for the big organization. So I'd like to tell you the 3 points that I gained from my internship. Confidence and business skill and good networking. So let me start with my confidence. So despite my concern, I could rebuild the confidence of myself. I really like this job and I got so excited and I dwelled even on a little thing, including just listening to business phone call and conversation while I was just sitting on my desk. And I could able to participate in the meeting every Monday and every event mentioned during the event was so fascinating to me. And I could have a chance to go to site tour at the Grand Hyatt Hotel and I could see myself that whole event, how it's going to be. And after having this all experience and new idea, I became more sure about that I'm in the right way. Second, business ability. I could learn more business related in English by translating the tendency agreements for annual exhibition. And by researching the venue for the event, it also made me develop my knowledge of the many different kind of venue in Jeju. And I could have an opportunity to read the event proposal, what happened before, and it made me help to understand the preparation process of the event. And also, of course, this business scalability is helped me to make me gain more confidence. And third, good networking. While I was doing my internship, I could do networking with my colleague. And they advised me how to get a good job and what I need to ready for to work in this field, such as NSS tests and even the interview skill, and or I should better get a convention planning the certificate. And I showed to my passion about this industry to my manager, and they suggest me the field agent in at the Jeju Forum, which is coming this June. After the internship, I'm confident in myself ever than before, and I feel like I just need to put the pedal to the metal towards my dream. And maybe some people think that, oh, you're lucky. Because you're just lucky, you can find your way easily. But I want to say to people, just try and have a many experience as much as you can, and you'll be able to meet the future job, what is fit for you, just what happened to me. one wisdom person say, a small opportunity often beginning of the great enterprise. I believe this great program was that small opportunity for me. Just try and just use this program as much as you can while you're in the school. It's free. And it will help you to find your own direction. Who knows, this experience and this great program will lead you to grow to become a successful person in this very complicated 21st century. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, welcome to my speech. I'm Lee Kyung-wan in the second grade of the Business Administration Department. So today I'm gonna start with showing you this picture. What does it look like? Well, if there was a crowd then I would ask it directly, but I'm sad that I can't. Well, let's just think about it. Doesn't it look like a sleeping man or a woman? Both? Did you catch it? Okay then, in the same way, what is a great way? Well, some quick-witted people have probably guessed it already that it has an ambiguous meaning. Great for excellent, great for a program. You got it. So please keep this in your mind when you listen my speech. Now, let's get it started. Great way to pivot. In the 21st century, times are rapidly changing and the importance of swift response to survive in countless competitions is being emphasized. In management, this is called pivot, which means to offer new services by rapidly changing business direction to meet changes in consumers and markets. If we approach this in terms of people, we are not different from a company in the end. I think I, myself, is also a brand, and my success can be determined depending on how I manage myself. Therefore, a pivot is by no means overlooked even for us. We must be prepared to be constantly pivoting to keep up with the changes. So, to us, pivot is to be flexible depending on personal needs as they relate to success. For pivot, the best way is to use a school. Accumulating experiences through valuable school activities helps you look at the future in the long run. Representatively, our school's great program is an indispensable opportunity to grab. The first step of the program was Great Public Institution Job Experience. Since I'm interested in international affairs, I work for the National Information Society Agency Global Center. That experience left a deep afterglow, even more than I expected. While researching, organizing, translating data about digital government international cooperation, I could see the impact and each country's effort of the fourth industrial revolution. It was also a great experience to think broadly beyond the school. It allowed me to participate in great public institutions' job specialization to establish this long-term direction. Through helpful lectures, I was able to specifically approach in various fields and entries of international affairs. After these activities, I could realize that the world needs more people who have flexibility and interest in various fields in order to hold an advantage in such a changeable era. While thinking about how to be flexible, I found an advertisement for a great club. It is a club that helps students who have common interests come together and could help develop the competencies. I soon gathered team members and started working in international affairs. We shared each other's future directions and discussed related issues. Also, we set a common goal to improve our language ability. Furthermore, I joined Great English and discussed in various fields in English, such as public diplomacy, digital literacy, mindset, and so on. Communicating with variety of people and topics made me make me to look more in many fields and perspectives than before. As I participated in various grade programs, I could find myself becoming more and more flexible and active. After all, the harmony of flexibility and activeness will be the foundation for a pivot to bloom at any time in the future. In the 21st century stadium, we should no longer sit still and watch the game of success without any change. Now, it is time to go into the stadium and become an actual player who can run whenever the time comes. I want more students to take the grade program and step closer to success with their own realization. It will be a great way to success, a great way to pivot. Last but not least, I'd like to express my appreciation to everyone who is involved in such a great program, and of course to you, my audience. Thank you for listening.
Before I start my speech, I'd like to ask you one question. Hannah's mother had 4 daughters. The first daughter's name is Spring, the second daughter's name is Summer, and the third daughter's name is Autumn. Then, what is the name of the youngest? You might answer her name is Winter. However, her name is Hannah. As I told you at the very first beginning, I told you it's Hannah's mother. To get the right answer, you need the ability to select only the information you need among a lot of information. And it's called information literacy, the ability to select only the information you need in the flood of information. And it's the key ability to be successful in the 21st century. I had to reach a certain score to graduate and get the degree of nurse in TOEIC. So I signed up for TOEIC class, grade TOEIC class. After I participated in the grade TOEIC class, I realized the ability I need to get high score in TOEIC is information literacy. When I studied TOEIC by myself alone, I had difficulty coping with so many information in part 7. I tried to memorize all the given information and tried to match it with the question. However, teacher in my TOEIC class told me it is important to know the purpose of reading. She instructed us to read the question first in order to choose what to remember and what to forget. And after finishing my lecture, I could realize to get through TOEIC and get a better score in TOEIC, I have to develop information literacy. And I was kind of wonder, the information literacy is related to my major nursing. And information literacy was important in my major nursing. As a nurse, we have to write EMR, electronic medical record. We have to ask patient 4 things. First, general information. Second, family tree and family medical history. Third, information related with hospitalization. And last, physical examination. It kind of sounds like simple, but it has a lot of information in it. So it is important. And of course, as a nurse, we have to pay attention to every information patients propose, but it is also important to prioritize them. Since diseases occur not only in one reason, but they occur by a lot of reasons, so it is important for a nurse to analyze them and tell the right therapy patients should take. And information literacy is not only limited in nursing. For example, in inspection process, prosecution has to face with a lot of information. Has to invest the people victims met, the place victim visited, and the estimate time the victim might have murdered, or it could be just suicide. And getting as much as information they can is not the most important thing. The most important thing is to select which to choose as evidence and which to choose as something to ignore. And I believe this applies to every field, like law, education, economics, and science and engineering, and so on. Because apparently, they will have to deal with information. 21st century has been named information area. One of the great scientists, Einstein, states quite inexplicably about information literacy. He states, if we had 1 hour to save the world, he would spend 55 minutes defining the problem and only 5 minutes finding the solution. This quote does imply a very interesting fact. Before jumping into finding the solution, we should step back and invest time and effort to improve our understanding of it. During the whole grade program, I practiced really hard to develop information literacy while coping with information literacy by reminding the purpose of reading while coping with 3 long paragraphs. And I'm very thankful for giving me such a great opportunity to gain information literacy, the ability to be successful in the 21st century. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming here. Today, I'm gonna talk about how I am ready for a successful 21st century with great programs. First, I want to ask my listeners, what are some important things that are needed to be successful for 21st century? I think some of them are money. If I want to achieve meaningful information, I might need money to pay for a special lecture. If I want to achieve English, I also might need money to pay for academy. Being successful is very expensive. Why didn't anybody tell me this? It's so ridiculous. Also, I have the ability to validate. I have the ability to validate how effective the lecture is. But what if I don't have enough money, or I don't have the ability to validate how effective the program is? Should I live a failed 21st century? I think it doesn't make sense. And I believe there might be other solutions. Luckily, I found it. It was a great program. The great program is high quality and free. I want to get many meaningful information because I want to know what I want to do in the futures. So I participated in lots of lectures, but I didn't satisfy with it because it was different as they decided, even though I paid money. Also, some lectures are too easy or too difficult. So I was very tired of unsatisfied lectures. I found great program also includes lots of lectures. It's free, and all I have to do is just join it. I was very satisfied great program's lectures. First, the lecturer is a specialist in the field, so they exactly know what I want to know. And when I asked them some questions, their answer was very high quality. Second, the lecture was same as they decided, so I can get information what I expected. And I was very satisfied with the great programs. Also, I think English is essential for a successful 21st century. So, I try to make a chance to speak with native speakers. I took video English lectures, but it was too expensive. And I chatted with foreigner friends, but it wasn't really helpful for me because they don't have to need to fix my mistakes. So my English studying was very chaotic. I found great English programs with native teachers. It was a group project about public diplomacy. First time, I was very nervous about speaking English with strangers. Even more, the subject was public diplomacy, and I didn't know what it was. But the teacher explained it clearly. So after the class, I finished my project well, and also I got confidence with speaking English. Furthermore, the teacher corrected me when I use awkward or wrong expressions, so that was very helpful for my English conversations. I was very satisfied with great English programs. Great programs give me many meaningful informations and also give me speaking English without trembling. See, now I'm standing here. The great program helps me to prepare a successful 21st century, even though I don't have enough money and I don't have ability to validate effectively how effective the program is. I'll be a sophomore and I still want to find what I really want to do in the future. So I participate the other great program too. That's for all my presentation and thank you for listening.
Hi, welcome to my presentation. And as you can see, my title is A Silver Lining. Do you guys know silver lining? Not sure. Those of you guys who don't know, I brought a picture. This is silver lining. When the skies is full of clouds and it seems there's no hope, suddenly the sun came out and then we can see a glimpse of the silver line, which is a hope. So I'm gonna deliver the message that how I met my silver lining. So today we are living in 21st century. So I think 21st century is an era of economy fueled by mass globalization and transnational interactions. All those things can happen because of the technological development, but it seems that most of my friends and me is not really fully enjoy the excitement of finally becoming a member of society. And as you can see, the society is struck by a pandemic at the macro size. And at this point, I want you to think about how many students is suffering from getting their own job. And there is the answer. Last June, young adults' unemployment rate was 10%, but now it's 8%. And it's twice as high as overall unemployment, which is 4%. I think the number is really massive. Those of students who freshly graduated from their university, we are facing a grave consequences, which is the unemployment and hyper competition, just like now. And I cannot feel but burdened to this reality. The reality seems too heavy and I can't stand it anymore. So at this point, I would say to be successful in 21st century is more like to survive through those circumstances. And getting my dream job seems a luxury. And to fit into society and to these circumstances, I would say flexibility is the key. Basically, we have to learn more, we have to cultivate our potential more, we have to grow, develop our specialties. I was really scared when I first graduated from my university. I was frightened, I was lost, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. But then I spotted a sign of hope. The first reason why I joined to the great program is simply just, it was free. I was a student who has no money, no honey, so why not? I would give it a try. But then I start to feel more impressed by the effectiveness of the program. The language classes, as you can see at the PowerPoint, the language classes is well divided into several levels, which can cover most of the students' language abilities. And NCS program is also helping students to prepare their exam. And I want to highlight some program is aimed to help students to cultivate their specialty, which is directly connected to their job field. That means the class just not simply give the student a theoretical contents and make them memorize. They also show what the real work life is. So they finally have a chance to look up the atmosphere of real work life. And I was surprised because the way the grade program works was also splendid. I can communicate different kind of national experts in a virtual way, which means through online classes. For example, through NCS program, I was not only able to prepare for my test, which on March, but also I can see infinite possibilities through those experts. We all know that we cannot meet them in Jeju really familiar, right? So it's so impressive, even though in a harsh and restrictive pandemic situation, we can finally have some personal interaction. And it's surprised that grade program figured out the way how they can provide the students like a really great lecture. After a grade program, I feel more comfortable to deal with my situation. I feel less feared to deal with my situation. To me, the grade program seems the evidence that showed me there is somewhere out there is someone who truly understands our needs, our anxiety, our fear of unpredictable futures, and care about us. So if you look at the picture, I didn't imagine that I can fit into that blue puzzle because I thought I was not good enough. But I can say now I can, because now I have a full of competency and full of potential. As I mentioned, the grade program is a silver lining. I don't know that I can call myself a successful person yet. Still, if I can say one thing with my absolute confidence is that the grade program actually helped me to cultivate my globalization and my language specialties. By communicating with different bunch of experts, share idea, I can think more big, think more creative. Being accessible to various programs makes my choice more colorful. As I mentioned before, we are facing a big crisis. To compromise to this massive reality, we should be flexible, we should learn more, and we should develop our personalities. And the grade program allows students to be flexible and to cultivate their own capability and flexibility. This program created a fundamental foundation to build my own character in a new and relevant way to this century. A person with flexible idea and professional knowledge. I'm gonna finish my presentation real quick. As you can see, grade program is my silver lining. I found my silver lining last year, and I hope all of JNU students can find their own silver lining through grade program. Thank you for having time with me, and thank you to someone who make that grade program happen. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. This is Julia, and I will be your studio anchor for today's news. Welcome to the broadcasting station nationwide JNU News Channel. So, our hottest news for today is South Korea's unemployment rate hits 11-year high. Our student reporter Hee-young Kim is waiting for us. She told us that she wants to share her experience regarding this news and some related program. Higyeong reporter. Hi, this is Higyeong reporter. Thank you, Julia. According to Statistics Korea, South Korea's unemployment rate hit 11-year high in 2020. As a young person living in the 21st century in Korea, this kind of news is not so surprising. The unemployment rate did not show any decline since 2000, so there is no doubt that it will increase next year. In this situation, getting a job is becoming both the standard of success and a matter of survival. However, there are so many requirements from each company, and they are not prepared opportunities to get accurate and detailed information. The GREAT program helped me set up the starting point by identifying my abilities and led me to figure out my career path. Analyzing myself in an objective point of view is the first stage to improvement. If one is satisfied with the present status, then the one will never grow. In order to become closer to the competent person we wish to be, we need to identify ourselves in the first place. In my case, participating in NCS program helped me realize how much I was not prepared for the job market. NCS analyzes knowledge, skills, and attitude required for a job employment. I fell behind other students, especially in data analyzing skills, since I could not solve the questions in time. However, I strive to improve my skills after knowing my weakness. And 1 month later, I finally could catch up with other students. Through this experience, I realized the importance of knowing my status in order to improve. Also, knowing one's strengths is a very important part of deciding one's future job. I have experienced various customer service jobs, for example, convenience store, part-time job, amusement park guide, and academic conference staff. These help me easily solve the NCS questions regarding communication and interpersonal skills. After 1 month of NCS lessons, I realized my additional strengths of understanding context and clearly delivering content to other people. Through finding my strengths, I could expand my career path as an advertising planner who needs to know how to communicate with customers in an effective way in order to successfully sell my company's product. To sum up, the GREAT program is the first milestone in my job preparation. It helped me check my status, solve problems, find strengths, and decide my future career path. Furthermore, this whole experience made me to become confident in myself. Through the GREAT program, I not only learned the skills required in the job market, but also the attitude to compete against my weakness in order to achieve my future goal. As mentioned in the first part, getting a job is becoming both the standard of success and the matter of survival. And I can now confidently tell you that I will succeed and survive. This is Higyeong Reporter. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for coming to hear my story. I'm Haeyeon Jeon, a senior major in biomaterials. I have a question. Have you ever faced a turning point in your life? I faced my turning point in Tanzania. 2 years before that, I entered my major, imagining myself becoming a wonderful researcher in the future. The more I listened to my major classes in the department, the more I realized my dream. However, in 2018, I had my turning point in my overseas volunteer work. I taught classes on how to make tambourines in Tanzania where there were no music classes. I saw the children shaking their tambourines that they made. I decided that I should decide to continue to this job. Yes, right. I fell in love with international development country cooperation and took a leave of absence to work for civic organizations and NGOs. My job was mainly to help the overseas volunteers and get ahead with their work on the right side. It was one of the most memorable experiences in my life, but the more I worked, the more I felt a lack of knowledge in the field of development cooperation. After leaving the company, I returned to Jeju National University. There is no significant relationship between my major and international development cooperation, so I was unsure which direction to go. While I was looking for the way, I was lucky to find the GREAT program on the school website. This program helped me to communicate with people on site. I can communicate with my graduated mentor. I was able to ask my mentor about the career path after graduation and the preparation process for graduate school in detail. I have come to plan for my future courses. If you are a senior who is preparing for a job soon, it will be difficult to communicate with people on site. Through this practical program, participants can set their career path and make specific plans for this purpose, which will help them prepare for a job. Another reason that the GREAT program was useful that is taught me how to connect my major with international development cooperation. The GREAT program that I participate in is a program that researches international operations and allows participants to select their own themes and write theses on international development cooperation. In the program, I wrote my thesis on malnutrition in developing countries. It is how I connected my major with international development cooperation. And I simply couldn't have found the connection without the professional advisors who were introduced to me in the GREAT program. The GREAT program does not end with a simple lecture, but rather allows me to communicate directly with experts on site. Creating my thesis was very useful for creating diverse fields, which are biomaterials and international development cooperation. I really want to recommend the program to students who are looking for a direction on their career path. Isn't that some of you? Don't you know anybody like that? I hope there will be many programs that will students to communicate with experts on the site and help students find the direction on their career path. Thank you all for taking this time to listen to my presentation.
Budding potato. Isn't it a funny word? You know potatoes, right?
Maybe you can imagine French fries or potato chips and so on. How about talking potato? Have you heard about it? This word is derived from the university community site every time. Someone posted like this: "Hey professor, listen carefully. Even though I'm in my final year, I have no idea about my major. I just became a senior. I can't give tips to the freshmen, okay? I am just talking potato." Can you imagine what kind of people talking potato, sir? Okay, it means students who are in their final year, but they don't know about what they are good at and what they should do at the time. I was that kind of person. I didn't know what I want to do and what I was good at. So I was willing to try anything at all, so I visited our school's official website. And then I saw the great programs. So I applied for it just right away because it was free. Choosing these programs served as an opportunity for me to become a budding potato. Budding potato, it means I'm ready for the 21st century. So, my name is Hashin, and it's my honor to be here to give a presentation about how I'm ready for the 21st century. So, ready for the 21st century. What does it mean? Which abilities are needed as we move into the future? As you can see, we are living in a competitive society. In this society, first of all, we must grasp our potential. Second, we have to have confidence with our possibilities. And third, we have to develop a willingness to try many things. The great programs helped me to get those abilities. So, how did I get those abilities from the great programs? First, potential. I could get time to figure out my potential. During the interview expedition program, I was able to look back on myself, so I could see what I'm interested in and what strengths I have. Now, I know that I'm interested in communicating with people, and my strength is creativity. So I realized that, maybe I'm in a good position for working in marketing, and I'm a good fit for the travel industry. It was a precious time to figure out which type of job is optimized for me and what kind of work suits me. And also, while taking a great English programs, I not only realized that I had interest and aptitude in communicating in English, but also I was able to find which English skills are lacking, so I could make for them. Second, confidence. I could get confidence with my possibilities. After I found my desired job and industry, I was able to prepare for the cover letters and interview by attending the great interview expedition programs. This is my first cover letter. It was really clumsy at first, but now, after the detailed feedback from my tutors, it is perfect. Because of the perfection, I naturally gain confidence. And also, in the great English programs, I could learn how to study English by myself by getting resources. This is the resource I learned, the Hello Talk. I could meet native people or like foreign people who want to learn Korean or other language. So, and also I could get feedback from them. So after using this app, I realized that, oh, maybe I can learn other language at any time. So I started learning Spanish. Gracias. And the last, willing to try. I was able to develop a willingness to try many things because I know my potential and I have confidence now. By attending all these programs, I realized that I like and I am good at English. And also, I have not only aptitude, but also many experiences in marketing. So now, I'm trying to get a job at foreign companies like Airbnb. Just a few months ago, I didn't trust myself, so I couldn't prepare for getting job at foreign companies like Airbnb. But now, thanks to the great programs, I trust myself and go for everything even though I'm afraid of it. Look at me now. I'm here now. I was afraid of speaking in front of people before, but I'm speaking in front of people now just like this. Yes, I'm not a talking potato now. I became a potato, which is sprouted the hope in my potential. I'm ready for the 21st century. Yes, I'm budding potato now. It is possible because of the great programs. Thank you for your listening.
Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here. Okay, before we start, I just want to ask you some questions. Have you guys have some routine in the morning? I have it. When I wake up, I just think about why I have to wake up, and after I find reason, I turn on my phone and check the weather forecast or the day's fortune or the lucky color today. And the day was black. So yeah, by the way, after that, I visit JNU websites. I scanning there's something new, and yeah, I want to participate it in every school program because it helped for the every university students to help their career. Yeah, before a half year, I think I enrolled 10 times, more than 10 times programs. More than 10 times programs. And yeah, now let's focus on the topic. And before when I enrolled that program, I learned a bunch of things, but I can focus on two key points. The first one is information. The second one is human networks. The information is really important, isn't it? I have a dream that I work for somebody to make better life or better words. But it was really hard to find some information about that field, something like international organizations. Books or videos were not enough for me to answer my questions. So, thankfully, JNU offered some professional lectures for several times. I also enrolled it, And in particular, I think there was some consulting to one-on-one with the experts. That experts was working in the WFP, the World Food Program. He advised me a lot when he advised me a lot, and he told me a story about the intern who worked in the WFP. She was not a good student in the university, but than any other students, than any other interns, but she was passionate and have some clear goal to her further future. So after that advice, I can find the way that I need is the clear goal to that where I want to go. Yes. After yeah. And now I can focus on the way I have to go. Yeah. Maybe at first it was just a dream that I yearned or just inspiration, but I can finally find my future path with that great program, so I can get closer to my dream job. And the second point is a human network. Not only me, but also all of us often find ourselves trapped in a small social group. But when I'm participating in the GRADE program, I can realize there's a bunch of people who have various experience, and the students was really passionate. Also, yeah, also they have some experience about their field. Therefore, in particular, I remember the program that linked in KF, Korea Foundation. I can get a chance to meet various people like all around the world, including Vietnam or Indonesia. I can meet them and I can communicate with that Korean culture or their society. So I can learn that what is the public diplomacy through that program. Now I'm still looking forward to meeting people and participating in the GRADE program to meet new people. Yeah, but now you might have some question about that. Well, okay, then after enroll the GRADE program and just participating, then I can get some information or human network like me. But my answer is no, absolutely not. But because I tried a lot, so I tried to not afraid to change or learn something. So if you have this inspiration, you might get those two, I think. Yeah, through this, I knew the direction to moving forward, so I will experience more professional direction and concentration rather than wide and shallow experience. That means I've got a chance to change through this great program. Thank you for your time.
It's an honor to give you a last presentation. Okay, what does success mean in 21st century? Having 1 million of followers, or a building owner, or rich investor? Everything is good. For me, however, success means working in a field related to my interest, which is international relation. From childhood,
My father has always said, people cannot live alone, they have to live together. During my 4 years of college life, what attracted me was how to give more people to how what attracted me was how to give more people how to give more help to people from all over the world. I participated overseas volunteer work and foreign student helper, and I sometimes donated to poor family. After doing that, I felt joy and growth, and it made me feel alive. For a successful life, I was faced with 2 questions. Through the GREAT program, I started to solve the answer of these questions. First, what is the competency I need to develop to work in the field of my interest? Second, a question I thought about all through my volunteer work time is, what is the true meaning of help? Today, I would like to explain how I found the answer in one of the GREAT program, which is the special lecture by international organization experts. On January 30th, I had a great opportunity to listen to the lecture. I will tell you later what this drawing means. Okay, in the lecture, a Korean director of the World Food Program gave a first lecture. He showed a successful zero hunger project in African countries. He emphasized that he had aspiration of working for global, and it made him to lead to make good projects. Second lecture was given by an expert who is working in Koika. He talked about his story from a boy who loves volunteering for global and to working in the international cooperation field. I was impressed how his interest was connected to international relations. So, at that time, I figured out the first answer about what competency I need. Their main similarity was that they were connecting the dots about their passion, interest, and work. And these dots belong to their mind, and these are not or isolated, all combined. Okay. Using my competency, I was wondering the true meaning of help in this field. These following 2 speakers gave a common answer. Each of them worked in the Korea Foundation and Culture Exchange Foundation. Both informed how to make a project to other countries. They mentioned that it is important to identify what target needs first and arouse the will rather than just giving. I found that help is awakening what people need and educating them. Only with the help of this strategy, people can actively participate the project and it can bring more influence on the community for a long period. Again, for me, success or successful life is working in a field related to my interest. Through the GREAT program, I found the 2 messages for success. First, the competency I need is connecting my inner voice with working in an international relation. I major in nursing, and I have a great pleasure in helping people, and I'm interested in various things happening around the world. When I connect all of these dots, I'll be the one who helps the people stay healthy, through international relation projects. And second, the help doesn't always mean give materials. It is the thing finding a target and making a need analysis and encouraging people to do that. Actually, I'm currently tutoring Korean to foreign friends for volunteer. Following this message, I plan to identify their needs clearly and encourage them more. Surprisingly, after doing that, their participation was really improved than before. So that means true help has a power of awakening the will of receiver. As my father said, people should live together. I will connect my inner voice of helping others with international relations. And then I will find people who need help and awaken their will. Also, I really appreciate the great program to help me find these messages. And I hope that my presentation is helpful to engage JNU students to join great program. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.